TIFU by researching my family tree. I have been interested in tracing my family history for some time. I finally got in contact with relatives on my mother's side and through various resources. Documents and first-hand written accounts, I found out more than I bargained for. The direct bloodline from me goes back to England, where a relative was knighted. Him and his son were made sheriff and proceeded to rob churches. Before the trial they went to Scotland and performed work for the King of England and were granted a royal pardon. Various nefarious deeds ensued through the line until the late 1800s, where most were cattle rustlers. There is one story of a train robbery that netted a box of gold that was hidden and lost. Another relative murdered a man in Texas and with the help of the local sheriff was swept under the rug. When I got to the early 1900s, 1940s, most of the family were in Alabama and Georgia, and that's where the marriage records started overlapping. Banjo music plays. TLDR. Traced my family and found out there were crooks, cattle rustlers, murderers, and cousin fornicators. At least you didn't trace it back and realize that it overlaps with your partners. Get off the internet and claim your birthright. Stop wasting time and start robbing and killing. Then knock up your cousin. At least you didn't find out your 95-year-old grandparent was a working woman that gave up 5+ children for adoption. Am I guilty for the sins of my father? Oh please. This is the cool part about looking at trees. You see, infamous and notorious random names from antiquity become more interesting because they were distantly related by blood. If I were a younger person, I would have had an actual interest in history. Ancestors were a who's who of European and US history. It's good, bad, and ugly. Lots of illegitimate offspring. Friend, welcome to Family History Research. Most people will find that like 50% of their ancestors were not community-minded, empathetic people. That's okay. A lot of them did whatever they could to get by or get ahead, plus serving their appetites in whatever way they could get away with. You get to be a good ancestor. Lol. Be happy you have some color. A lot of people I know, and my own too, involved at the very least some banjo tuning. Sometimes the past should stay in the past. I traced back and found out my great-grandma was 14 when she had my grandmother, and the father was 58 with a wife and grown children. My grandmother never met her father, and his family never knew about my grandmother. But I know, and it bugs me often.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Heracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.